I guess
top
so,
on.
yeah.
He bleeds crimson.
Not scarlet,
No.
crimson.
Tough way to open up the ACC with a team that's really hot right now.
Well, you open up on the road in the ACC, there's nothing easy. So that's what the next 18 games are going to be. What you hope is that over the first 12 games, you've secured some things that you have to do well in order to be successful. And then you got to take these games one at a time. And you need to have a short memory in this league. All we're concentrating on is Saturday afternoon, and we want to play well. I think that's the most important thing. If we play well and we do the things that we're good at, then we're going to give ourselves a chance in the games in this league. And none of them are going to be easy. So you're starting at, obviously a historic program that's had great tradition, and they're an exceptional team, obviously by their ranking and what they've done in the conference.
Mark has mentioned that the break has been good for the team. He's seen some progress in the team and chemistry and everything.
Yeah, we talked about that, 3 weeks ago now, how important this time was. Heading into this time, we went with almost 2.5 weeks without a lot of practice time, and I thought there was some slippage there. And I thought during this time we've tightened up some stuff and done a good job of improving in some areas that we need to improve in, and continue to make progress in areas that I think we can be exceptional at.
You mentioned before that, like the post play and handling the ball and so forth. Is something you want to address? Is that something that you feel like has gotten better?
Well, I think us taking care of the ball has been really good.
Yeah.
We play through our posts. Our post guys, get the ball. So sometimes, the turnover to assist ratio may get skewed a little bit because of that. Again, sometimes stats are misleading, so you have to understand that. But I think that's an area that we've addressed, and we've addressed it without, putting the reins on the guys and saying we can't be assertive and aggressive. And I think that's always the key with that. And I think our guys have understood that and done a good job of, understanding that concept and really, then having it work out in games and in practices.
Defensively, it's going to be a big challenge. You can't concentrate on one guy. They have 3 or 4 guys, and one time or another, were the leading scorer for them. So that's going to be a real challenge.
Yeah, and again, that's what happens now when you get into league play. Some of the teams you play in the non-conference, as good as they are, may have 1 or 2. Now the teams in this league, they're going to have 4 or 5. I think every starter that they have has led them in scoring so far this year. What's interesting is they're starting 2-guard last year, they're starting 4-man now. They have great versatility in their lineups, and that's they've been able to really highlight that and use that to their advantage.
They've been successful going small and running the ball too.
Well, there's not a real weak spot in their game. Offensively, they got every aspect covered. They shoot the ball well. They play great in transition. They finish at the rim. They can go into the post when they want to go into the post. Multiple ball handlers. You have to be on the top of your game on the defensive end, and at the same time, you can't allow your offense to create scoring opportunities for them on the other end by turning the ball over or taking tough shots.
I don't know necessarily the two are correlated, but your 3-point shooting obviously isn't what you want, but also the 3-point defense actually is really strong. We'll start there. Do you feel like that's something that your guys do well?
Well, thank God for a 3-point field goal percent defense, because what it's done is it's kind of equaled out the fact that we haven't shot the ball well from there.
Right.
And as we've lowered our turnovers, that's highlighted our offensive rebounds, because those two kind of go together.
Right.
So what we need to do is we need to continue to improve on the defensive end and not have any slippage there, and then make big jumps in our shooting. And you head into conference play, everybody's shooting 0%. The next basket one of those guys make, now they're shooting 100%. you know, and you have to have that mentality, you know. And you know, I think the non-conference has prepared us well, you know, in terms of the toughness of the schedule. I think it's top 40 in the country right now, and it's only going to get better as those teams get into league play. So, you know, we've done a good job, and at 9-3, we put ourselves in a position where now with these 18 games, you got to continue to improve if you want to have the type of season I think we all want.
To defend the three, is it? I mean, I imagine maybe it's part of it having long guys like Robert and Josh to some degree that are able to challenge shots, or is there any?
Well, you know, I think our overall team defense is pretty good. You know, we've done a better job of guarding the dribble penetration, which leads to a lot of threes.
Right.
And you know, we want to. You know, our philosophy is to force tough twos. You know, and so if you can do that, then it, you know, sometimes the overall field goal percentage, because ours is at about 42, I think, right now, defensive field goal percentage. But because teams are shooting so poorly from the three, that kind of evens that out.
You made a lineup change for the first time against Charlotte. Were you happy with what you saw, and did you like seeing Quentin and Cox come off the bench?
Well, Cox didn't start because of injury. He didn't practice. You know, he got kneed in the thigh on the 26th. Maybe the 27th, the morning practice on the 27th. So he missed that whole practice in the next 2 days. So that's why the rotations were getting a little out of whack with that, you know, starting lineup, and Chris has played pretty well. Again, you know, I've said it for 4 years here. For me, the starters are irrelevant. It's a minutes played, who finishes, production, different things like that. So, you know, I was happy with it. And guys responded well. You know, come crunch time, Q was in at the end of the game, made some big plays for us. You know, made some big plays, and defensively played extremely well in that game.